Okay, shall we get ready to go then? Well, here I am backstage with SOiL. Brilliant to see you guys again.
Oh, good to see you too.
Yeah, last time we were just discussing was download, and it was a little bit damper and muddier than here.
It was a little wet this past year's download, yeah. Little damp, mud bath.
Adam and
It's
Ryan
fun, though.
still have the mud on their suitcases and their stage clothes that they never cleaned off.
That is.
It's right on there.
Wow.
I was going to turn in Adam at the immigration department for bringing in agriculture.
Yeah. I told him he's going to go down with me if he doesn't.
So they're really strict on that, are they?
No, there's just signs up at Heathrow. When you go, it says, do you have any food, vegetables, or soil with you? And of course, we're SOiL.
Yeah.
But he had mud all over his suitcases. And I'm like, Adam, I'm going to turn you in. I was kidding. And he's like, if you turn me in, you're going down with me. So.
Sorry, Tim.
That's all right.
To interrupt. One quick question. Zoe Gorham, what giving you her alumni?
What?
She said you were your alumni.
Who?
Zoe?
No, I don't remember saying that.
Okay.
If I did, I was...
I don't want to.
Yeah, just say
This is Luke.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. It shows it's live and not pre-recorded.
You can't plan this shit.
No, this is very true. So, what's it like to be back then?
It's horrible. Probably the worst decision I've ever made in my life. Yeah. No, it's great. I mean, it's been fun. We've, originally we were planning on just doing the anniversary tour, October of last year, and we had too much fun over here, and it started leading us to talking more and more about writing, and which is exactly what we've been doing. And now we're getting ready to, as long as everything works out as planned, we're getting ready to record the new record.
We already have the studio time booked, so yeah. We're going in regardless.
Yeah, so hopefully the Kickstarter will work out just fine.
You're going in and hopefully there'll be a product coming out the other end.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's cool.
I'm excited about that. I mean, it's being back with these guys. I mean, you've got, between the three of us, you got the main writing, the people that were mainly responsible for all the old SOiL stuff. So I think we're picking right up where we left off with Redefine, and it's exciting. It's fun. It's some of my favorite material I've ever been a part of writing. You always kind of feel either way when you're in the process, but it's kind of different this time because it's taken me back personally to writing with these guys again. It takes me back to how it all began for me, as far as professional goes. So it's been a neat experience, and I love the material.
Brilliant. How about you guys?
Oh, I think it's some of the best material we've ever written too, and like on the previous record, the Picture Perfect record, with Adam, being the only guitar player in the band and stuff, me and him were actually able to do a lot of things musically that we couldn't as a 5-piece, with minding the rhythms and things like that. So I mean, I think musically for us, we've been able to expand what we do, and it's exciting, especially having Ryan back, which is the true voice of SOiL. It sounds like the band again. It sounds great.
Yes.
He said we had a basis covered.
That's all you need. So, recording? When do you reckon you'll be finished the recording and releasing it?
We should have an album out by 2015, 16. It's safe.
Right.
It's safe to go. It's safe to say. No, we're hoping, like I said before, as long as the Kickstarter stuff, all that works out as planned, we should be in the studio February, end of February.
End of February, we're going in with All Work Wild. He did a lot of the Static X records, Breaking Benjamin. He was on a Pantera record, Alice in Chains, Dirt, things like that. And me and Adam have worked with him previously, so it's going to be cool to go back to him. So we're going in with him February, and we're looking for a summer release. And then we'll get touring and everything set up around that. So it's a little early to start planning out exact dates and everything, but that's the plan.
Festival season.
Yes.
Yes. So
That would be good.
yeah, so we're really excited. So
Are you excited?
Yes.
Nathan Explosion.
You really got that Nathan Explosion thing going right now.
So, this is your third night in. How's it been so far on the tour?
It's been fun. The Fozzy guys have been great. Breed 77, Villain. Everybody's been fun to be around, and we've had a good time with, you know. And I think all the bands are bringing something to the table, so it's fun every night, just doing our thing and being able to hang out with good people.
Yeah, the one Breed 77 guy with the mustache, he keeps coming and grabbing my hand like, "Thank you so much. It's so great to meet you. It's great to be around." They're cool guys. They're fun. They're from, where are they from? They're from they live in London, but they're from some other country.
Gibraltar.
Yeah, Gibraltar. That's yeah. So they're yeah.
Oh.
They're an interesting bunch of guys. It's cool.
We're still trying to get Chris to put Tim in a sleeper, but Chris Jericho. We're wanting to see that before the tour is over. Keeping our fingers crossed.
He'll crack me in half. Jericho and Adam need to wrestle.
Yeah. Every night.
Unfortunately,
The
they
last
don't have
two
any skills.
the last 2 nights we've shared dressing rooms with him, and so it's like he comes off stage and I'm sitting there looking at my arms and looking at his. Ooh.
It's hard to stuff a sock in it when it's sleeveless.
True.
So, how many more days have you got on the tour and where you're going? Where can people catch up with you? Here's something he prepared earlier.
Friday the 30th of November, we are in Glasgow, Scotland. Saturday the 1st of December, we are in Leeds, England. I'm not going to keep doing this. No, we've got Leeds. I don't know how to say that one.
Hathanimo? I don't know.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's Hard Rock Hell.
That's the Hard
Yeah.
Rock Hell. We've got Plymouth, London, Brighton, and as far as the UK goes.
Cool.
And we
And we're in
finish up in
Germany.
Brighton, then we head over to Germany. And we got Germany, the Netherlands, France, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, Germany.
Sounds like an expensive postcode, that doesn't
It started in Russia. We actually had our first show in Russia ever. Was
Yeah.
the way this whole thing started out, which was amazing. I
I've
did not know what to expect, and it was great.
Yeah,
I've seen the
stellar.
photos and it's really amazing. So, your first time in Russia, how did the Russian fans take to SOiL?
I did not know what to expect because I was scared because as a singer that's written a lot of stuff, I don't remember half of it. So I tend to stick the microphone out a lot and hope that the crowd knows it. And I figured with the language barrier, I was really going to be screwed over there. But they sang every lyric of every song. It was amazing. It was cool.
Yeah, every single lyric. You could hear them over the music screaming along to the stuff. I've been in the band since the beginning, and I don't even know all the lyrics, so it's crazy.
I wrote them and I don't even know them.
There you go.
And how did you find it?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
So, I understand it was cold. You were saying it was cold there as well. So, I mean, did people come up
It was
in the
cold,
street?
but it was a
and-
dry cold.
People come up in the street and say, "Ah, I recognise you," or was it more refined?
We didn't. I didn't. At least I didn't really step out. The guys went out
Yeah.
one night, but I got left at the hotel. So.
Didn't, well, I guess you did miss a lot.
Yeah.
Our drummer
Well, no,
threw up
no,
all in the taxi
I
cab.
dealt with it till 9 o'clock the next morning once you guys got back.
Our drummer threw up all over the taxi cab, and we almost got left in the middle of downtown Moscow until me and Adam pulled out American money and started bribing him with American money. So I guess it turned out all right. I would have rather been sitting at the hotel with Ryan.
Our drum tech probably should have been arrested. Yeah.
Yeah, he jumped out of the cab and went running down the streets of Moscow with no phone and no passport.
My favorite part of the whole thing, there was a story that came out of it, and that was that our drummer and our drum tech was sharing a room. And at some point in time, after they finally went into the room and passed out for the night, the drummer had a dream that Tim came running into his hotel room yelling, "It's Red Dawn, it's Red Dawn, the Russians are attacking, the Russians are attacking." In which case, Mitch, the drummer, stood up, ran over to Casey, our drum tech, shook him awake, telling him, "It's Red Dawn, the Russians are attacking." What's funny about that is the Russians are attacking Russia at this point in time in the mine. But the drum tech jumps out of the bed, projectile vomits across the room, and then apologizes. I'm sorry, I'm just scared.
Idiots.
Morons. This is why I hate drummers.
So it sounds, I mean, you all get on really well, and you're like a family. I know you were saying earlier it's nice to be back. Do you spend, when you're not touring, keeping in touch and things like that?
We do right now because there's so much business going on. I mean, with us tackling this next record the way we are, there's always something, there's always information needing to be passed back and forth and everything. Because I mean, we're overseeing this record from point one to to the end of it. The decisions will be in our hands. So it's a lot of new ground for all of us in a way. I mean, I know myself personally, I've never dealt with probably 95% of the stuff, the decisions that we're having to make and all. There's usually people making those decisions for us, and that's the good thing, is that those decisions are finally in our hands. So right now, yeah, we are in contact a lot throughout the day, even when we're not on the road together. I can't wait till the record's done so we don't have to talk to each other.
It'll just be the next batch of things that we have to fight about.
That sounds good. I can imagine it. So, with all the young bands coming up, I think I asked you this, but it was on audio last time. Now we're doing a video one. What advice would you give to these young bands coming up?
Stay in school.
I mean, nowadays it's a lot harder than it was. Even back when we started, with the technology, there's a lot of cool things, but it's a lot of bands are doing things pretty stupid sometimes. They just think that they can go and record a record and put it up digitally and be rock stars, but there's just so much involved in the promotion, and there's still physical things and all that. And there's just so much involved in doing it, and it's just harder now than ever because, back when we were doing this, you could. There's a lot of money being thrown around by major labels and things like that. It seems like all the labels are broke and don't have the funding, and some of the amazing things we got to experience on like tour with Ozzy Osbourne and Rob Zombie and these big production things with miles of tour buses and catering and things like that. It's so far and few in between now, and it's really difficult. I feel bad for the kids now because they're not going to experience some of the perks that we got to do, and it's a lot of doing a lot of the work yourself now, to where we were kind of able to get in that last final of excess, I guess you could say. So
yeah, we touched it.
Yeah, we touched it.
Oh, there it went. Yeah. No, I'd say if I had to say anything though on a serious note, I say stay in school because sometimes I wish I had, but I would say that really just my biggest piece of advice I could give to anybody out there that's in a band or striving to be successful in the music business is really concentrate on the scene that they're in. I think one of the strongest things that we had going for us when we got signed was the scene that we were in at the time. You had Disturbed, ourselves, From Zero, 5.0, No One, a bunch of bands that really worked well together. We pulled for each other. If there was a show going on and there was a space open, we'd pull one of the other guys on the bill. It was a healthy scene. It wasn't a bunch of bands sitting around worrying about whose gear was cooler. And I see that a lot, when you're traveling around the States and you're playing with light, you'll have some local openers come in and play on a bill that you're on. And you just see that local mentality of like just trying to see if anybody's one-upping them on like the latest guitar the guy's got or something like that, instead of just working together and creating a strong scene, in which case they all prosper from. So I would just say really just work together as far as the individual bands go. Make a scene. It's really up to them. I mean, the fans are going to be there if they work together and they pull something off good. They make a strong scene themselves.
Yes. Do I need to say it?
You might have said no.
Yeah, no. He's full of crap.
Threw me off then what I was going to say next. There seems to be here a revival of the old thrash bands at the moment, and bands coming coming up again through the genre. Have you found that in America? I mean, we've had Annihilator, Onslaught, Virus. They're all starting to come back out at the moment. So do you find that in America you've got some of the older style bands coming back?
He'd be the one to ask him that. He's blowing down his ear to the ground a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, one thing, there have been a lot of bands like getting back together and things that you find that are gone.
With the Big Four tour, kind of made everybody think that everybody could resurrect themselves from the dead again, and you know.
What was the Big Four tour?
The Metallica,
Slayer, Megadeth, and Anthrax.
When did that happen?
It's going on.
Oh, it's going on right now?
No, it's
No,
over.
Oh.
You missed it.
Yeah,
Huh.
it was last year.
But,
I say it was a year ago.
yeah, it was a year ago.
Awesome.
But it was cool. I mean, I kind of like what you see with like movies is they're starting to remake all these old movies and redo them into new ways and things like that. It's almost as if a lot of people have run out of ideas. So all these old bands, you know, start coming back. And plus, you know, the old bands, it's a way for the old bands to come back and make money on the road. I mean, even everybody kept saying, "Oh, you got to tour to make money. You got to tour to make money." Then all of a sudden, everybody just started touring, and the clubs started shutting down because they overbooked too many shows. People stopped coming out as much because there was 5 shows a week instead of 1 or 2. So that whole got to tour to make money, kind of went down. So the only bands that can kind of tour and make money are some of the older ones that people want to see that still have those built-in fan bases that, you know, they've sold a lot of records or labels put millions of dollars into them because, you know, with the worldwide economy, you know, still in kind of shambles, you know, and you know the state of the business where, you know, selling 200,000 records now is like selling, you know, almost 1 million back 10 years ago. So everything's just kind of shrunk down. So these bands, you know, are able to come back and make some more money at it. I think that's more or less the reason for it.
So who would you like to go and see, or the old bands, if they decided to resurrect?
I want to see Halloween. Me and Chris Jericho were talking about that yesterday. But I mean, they never really went away. But I wouldn't mind seeing them. I haven't seen them in 15 years.
I don't care if it's cool to say or not. I want to go see Metallica. That's one of my favorite memories as a kid was that show. You know, the first time I saw Metallica was like just such a vivid memory in my mind as far as, you know, those first shows you went to as a kid. I'd love to see them again. I don't care.
I'd like to see them do Master of Puppets front to back. That would be cool.
We did in Germany 5 years ago.
They did Master of Puppets front to back?
Yes.
Oh, I guess I did see that. All right, there's nothing I want to see.
I want to see them front.
Yes.
Never mind.
Yeah.
You see why I just sit here and say a little? They're saying enough.
What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say Halloween are back on the road next year. Brand new album coming out as well. So.
Who's that?
Halloween.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah.
See if you can catch up with them then.
There you go.
Right, this is going to be my final question for you, because I've probably bent your ears long enough.
Adam should answer it.
Yeah.
Okay. If the apocalypse doesn't happen on the 21st of December and Christmas happens, what's on your Christmas wish list for SOiL next year? Or your own?
I hope nothing.
Nothing?
No. What's on my SOiL wish list?
Or your own wish list for next year?
My own wish list. That's more important. What I want is
Wrap this back to me for a second.
right. Did I come off like a singer right there? No. I hope we can pull this next record off the way we envision it. You know, business-wise, keeping everything in-house. I hope we can pull it off and we can find, you know, we're definitely going to be traveling down an unpaved road, and I'm hoping maybe with some success, with some luck, with support, we can maybe put some pavement down on that gravel road and maybe find an avenue that other bands can follow, and because I mean I'm really tired of seeing really talented musicians out there fall to the wayside because they have to make a decision because they can't keep a penny in their pocket. So I'm really hoping that maybe we can figure out a way to be able to do this and to survive doing it, and other people can kind of follow suit, and that'd be cool.
Yeah. I agree with Ryan.
Totally.
Right, and before we finish, can I ask you to do me one big favour?
No, you said that was your last question.
It's not a question.
No.
It's a favor.
Can
No,
you ask
no.
a favour?
It's a favor.
Aha! Can you just say, hi Steve, give him the horn.
Hi, Steve.
Hi Steve!
Why didn't you come out here, you cheeky
Hey,
bastard?
Steve.
Thanks a lot, guys. I loved that interview immensely. Thank you.